We'll be starting with the specimen paper 2020, specimen paper 3. Class number 3, the web page. The software that we'll be using is Expression Web 4. You can download it from my website. Okay, so create a new folder called TTS Web in your work area. Work area is the folder where you have your files. You can keep this folder anywhere, of course. You can see it's already made, so I'm going to use TTS Web 2. Locate the following files and copy them to your folder, banner, offer, the 2 text files, 3 images, and 1 CSS. 2 text files, 3 images, and 1 CSS document. Make sure you copy them, don't move them, especially if you are practicing for the paper. You might need to practice it again. Now edit the image so that there is space the same size as the text above and below the text. It should look like this. You can directly edit. This will open the Paint program, or let us open it in Paint 3D. For photos as well, it's a good program for the simple cropping as well. Now, just make sure that you strictly follow the image shown. As you can see, temporary IPv6 address. So this is like half cut, and from below we have lease expires, crop, okay, now the image has been cropped. Save the image as ttsbanner.jpg. So again, be very careful about how you have to save it. We're going to open it again, open with, because we did not save it properly, I just clicked save. So we can go to the menu, save as image, and instead of PNG, you're going to select JPEG and select the folder. Evidence 1, place a copy of the image in your evidence document. Create a web page called TTS homepage.html in your TTS web folder. So I have already opened the program, Expression Web 4. Blank page is open. You can go to the new document and new page. It's an HTML page. Now, one thing, whenever you are starting Expression Web the first time, you need to set some settings. As this is an old program, so an older version of HTML will be the default setting. So you need to click over here at the bottom where right now it's written HTML5 for me, but if you're opening it for the first time, it will be XHTML. So click on here, and in the authoring tab, you have the declaration, document type declaration. So here you will select HTML5. The secondary schema also HTML5, and the CSS, that is the cascading style sheets, we are going to use the CSS3. Press OK. Then you can also close the files and open a new one. So now this file needs to be saved as TTS homepage. Now this web page must work in any browser and contain a table with the structure as shown below. The width of the table is set in the style sheet and the height of the rows will be set by their contents. So the main thing that you have to do is insert the table. We'll be focusing on the tags as well. First, you need to see how many columns and the rows are there. So the maximum rows and the maximum columns, as you can see, there are some merged cells as well. So rows are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 rows and you can see 2 columns. Now, coming back to Expression Web, whenever you open it, you might have only the design or the split window open. The split will have the code window at the in the above half and the the design window at the bottom half. If you only want to see the code, then you can see over here. But the most easy one is to see the split, because here you can directly insert the HTML elements, meaning the web page contents like paragraph, images, headings, tables, lists. You can insert all of that directly from here, or the HTML tags are mentioned also over here. So you will be doing like this. In the design, it's sometimes the code is added that you don't need. So you also need to see the code. You don't need to type the code by yourself, but you should be able to understand it so that you can edit or you can remove the errors if something is not working. Now coming to the tables, you can see we have a table in the menu bar, insert table. This is all the settings for the table. Rows were 5 and columns were 2. Don't change anything else. Right now the width is specified 100%. We are going to uncheck this because it says the width will be set in the style sheet. We don't have to set it over here. But if it is checked, I'll show you. Now this is the table. Just closely look at the code. Most of you already know the HTML notation. How does it work? But is the HTML tag. Then inside the HTML tag, we have the head and the body tag. Inside the head, we have meta. That is already added. You don't need to add that. You don't need to. Of course, you need to understand, but you don't need to type it. This shows information about the web page. Now, text HTML character set, this is like what characters or what is the character setting of the web page. Title, if you need to change the title of your web page, you can do it from here, or you can right click on this design view and go to the page properties. And over here, you can see the TTS homepage title is given. Then we have the body tag. Body tag contains all the HTML content that you need on the web page. Over here, we need the table. Now, the table tag, of course, refers to the table itself. But how is it structured? It is structured based on the rows. The first row, as you can see, this is the first row, and then they are TD, table data, or most commonly known as the cell. TR means table row. So this is the first row, second row, third row, and fourth row, and the fifth row. Now, as you can see, this cell has the height set as 32 pixel. Why? Because maybe I did it like this something, and it changed. But we don't need it, so you have to remove it. We will see at the HTML structure as well. This and NBSP, this is the notation for a space. Okay, it will be automatically added, so don't worry about it. Whenever you add the content, it will remove it. The table, any tag, any setting that you have to set for the tag, it comes inside the opening tag. Style equal to width 100%. When we do the style sheets, then I will explain what is this style. Right now, just work. Let's just work with the table. Our first row is both cells are merged. Select, right click, and in the modifier you have to merge. Now when you merge, then you will see that one TD is removed and the COL SPAN, that is COL span or column span, meaning how many columns does this cell span into, how many cells does it cover. So right now it says 2, so that means 2 cells cover in this cell. Then next is also merged, right click, modify merge. Then we have 2 cells merged in the column, these two, modify, merge. As you can see, we now have row span 2, and that's it. Now insert the TTS banner.jpg image over here, add appropriate. You select the cell, go to insert, picture from file, TTS web 2, TTS banner. Let's open the JPEG picture, this one. Alternate text. Alternate text is the text that will appear if it does not find the image and it cannot display it. So make sure it is full phrase banner image of TTS. Okay, so this is it. Then how we can support you set in style H1. So I'm going to write it over here. So we can now H1 means the heading 1. You just have to select the text and from here you'll select paragraph heading 1. Yes, sorry, all of these are mentioned over here, H1. We'll continue it next time.